Brief update on BTC. I just want to give everybody some context into this Bitcoin price action, why I still think that we're due for all-time highs mid-October. If you take a look back, since Bitcoin's inception, October has an average return of roughly 23% on the month. In addition, I went back and I looked at each month of October and how far it had a pullback, by the way, most of which happened in the first week. How much of a pullback it had from the open. The largest one I saw was roughly 8%. The one closest to that was 6%. Now we'll take a look at where we're at now. So since the open, right, we had roughly a 5% move down. So this is in line with some of the larger drawbacks on the month that we've seen in the past. And as we know, history does rhyme, and a lot of trading is looking for fractals and patterns that tend to repeat themselves. And this is one that I think that we could see repeating here. So as you guys know, I have been planning for new all-time highs mid-October. I am still long from 53K, and I've had this plan for a very, very long time. And giving some context into the situation, those are some of those reasons why I'm looking for that move up this month, especially going into the election, having rate cuts, and as well as being post-halvening. So this should be, a bullish time. Not only that, but price has also made a low, a high, a higher low, and now a higher high. There's a change in market structure locally here for the first time in many months on BTC. So what has happened here is that price, if we go on to a weekly time frame, price has come down and filled this fair value gap represented in this gray zone here, right? We came down, we tapped this previous week high here, as well as this key SR flip zone that I've had marked on the chart for a very, very, very long time that we could see was support, deviated, flip to resistance here, resistance, move up, back tested here. This area makes a lot of sense to me for a long setup. So I am definitely looking to position here. There's a couple different things that make me a little bit hesitant. The things that I like about it, I made a short list. The things that I like are that we have 20 billion in negative delta. We tap the daily naked point of control at roughly 60,200. We are at the mid-range on almost every channel I have drawn, whether it's the up channel, down channel, sideways channel. We're at the mid-range on almost all of them. We filled the weekly fair value gap, and we have a nice market structure backtest, as well as this being the 200 moving average on a 4-hour time frame, as you can see right here, represented in red. So there's a lot of reasons to have this area of support. But for me, the only couple hesitancies I have is that in terms of a pullback, this is roughly about the 382 on this move. We're not at the half, we're not at the 618. This isn't really that significant of a pullback given the move up that we've seen here, right? In addition, I don't really see much of a setup happening locally here, with the exception of the one that I took on lower time frames that I shared in the Discord in the shared trade section here, which is just an inefficiency trade that I'm looking to go up to this resistance area here that we can see is playing out very, very well. So I am in this long position. I am going to take 50% profit here and then leave the rest for a runner in the event that we do see some explosive move to the upside. But altogether, right now, I am focused in looking for longs, swing longs in this zone, but I want to see a more actionable setup instead of just aping long into this zone in the event that we do see some kind of a drawback. I do think, I shared this setup quite some time ago, and I'll go ahead and show this to you. I shared this setup quite some time ago, and this more or less is something that I would look to take, but I have not taken this setup. I would prefer to see something more local that could give me a better risk-reward ratio rather than, a 5R on a massive, 20% move to the upside, which, by the way, does fall in line with the average returns of October. So, if you are someone looking to swing, this is a setup that I had shared in the past and something that I am generally looking to do. But I would prefer to dial in and get something a little bit more, let's say, precise after watching price action play out a little bit more on lower time frames. Because again, Here, other than hitting support, filling this fair value gap and all that, locally, I'm not really seeing a lot of a setup. If we get a move into here and then a move back down into here and this holds a support, maybe there's something we can do here. Otherwise, I have this really nice level of inefficiency at about 59,760 that in the event we get a move into here and then perhaps one more sweep, I will definitely look to enter into this position here and place my stop given some market structure below, right? So again, I just wanted to make this video. I know that there was a lot of action today. I did a previous video a little bit earlier that I talked about preparation, journaling, and risk management that I highly, highly, highly recommend watching. So I won't talk too much on my previous setups going into this, but given the context, I am looking for swing longs. I still do believe that our setup moving forward to see all-time highs in October is relevant. And locally here, I will be looking for some type of a swing long position.